In 1977, this morning's guest couldn't be a Rotarian. Today, she's district governor over 25 counties in District 7770. Who is she? You'll meet her coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Puckett, Sheets & Hogan Insurance Agency, the Grand Strand's largest independent insurance agency on 21st Avenue North in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on Rotary District 7770, and we're visiting with the district governor, Mary Martin. Good morning,
Good morning.
Mary.
How are you?
Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for inviting me.
It's great getting you in. Of course, the last time we were together, we were at the Herald Studio there on the former
Yes.
Myrtle Beach Air Force Base, housed there with Fox 43.
Right.
Of course, a lot going on at the time. That was a couple of years ago. You weren't yet the district governor. I guess you were probably in line for that. You were doing a lot of traveling at the time.
Yes.
A lot happens in these 25 counties and throughout the world with Rotary International.
That's true.
You stay very busy. Are you originally from the area, Mary?
I was born in Rotary County, yes.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
You've got deep roots here.
I do. I'm one of the few people you'll meet on the Grand Strand that actually was born in this county.
Yes, there are not many. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. Yesterday, Mike Hogan was with us, the co-owner here of the agency, who's been here, I think he said 28 years. But you're right. And of course, he considers himself a local and with deep roots here, but definitely not born and bred here.
Right. It's kind of funny, in Rotary, I tell people all the time, you know, the Yankees come down here and they see how wonderful our life is and what a lifestyle we have, and before you know it, they're invading our towns, and the next thing they're in our neighborhoods, and they make wonderful Rotarians. And an emphasis this year is on membership, so I tell them to give them about 6 weeks to do all the honeydew things, and then to invite them to Rotary, because we can certainly use them in the Rotary world.
The Rotary world is always seeking new members?
Always.
Always, yeah.
Yes.
For viewers who may not be familiar with Rotary, Mary, what exactly is Rotary? Folks hear it all the time. Obviously, they hear about Rotary International.
I think a lot of people hear it, but they don't realize all the things that Rotary is involved in. But it's an international organization that promotes peace and goodwill throughout the world. And we do that in a variety of ways. There are over 200 countries now that have Rotary clubs in them. But we like to send ambassadorial scholars into other parts of the world to study, because we know that when they go to another country and they get to know each other one-on-one, when they come back here, their friends in that other country never forget them.
Right.
And they have a bond that you cannot get any other way. The youth exchange program through Rotary is the same identical way. We have children that come from all over the world to study for 1 year during high school in the United States. After those kids are here, they live in homes like yours and mine, and they're our kids. And when they go back, they still belong to us. We've had a part of their life. And we have one guy in our district that has housed so many of these children through the years. He goes to their weddings and to their anniversaries and to their birthday parties.
All over the world?
All over the world.
Wow.
And, I mean, when you talk to him about Rotary and what that exchange program does, you just get warm fuzzies, because it's truly a wonderful experience.
That's tremendous. That's tremendous. Well, so many things happen in that regard, and obviously within these 25 counties, I believe District 7770, which you're the district governor, a very large area. You must be on the road a lot, Mary.
It's tough. I started July the 1st, and the first week I couldn't do any club visits because most of the clubs closed down during the week of the 4th.
Right.
But the next week I started out hard and heavy, and week before last I actually went to 6 Rotary clubs that week and spoke. But
over in the 25 counties.
Yeah. And but it's an interesting job. I have to go to each club in the district, and we have 78 clubs right now. But the thing that really gets me is to go from club to club and area to area, we all have a common goal, but we're all very different.
Right.
And it's just nice to go into different areas and hear what the Rotary clubs are doing in each area. And one thing that I like to use in my speech when I'm talking to the clubs is when you think about Rotary, we have one president of Rotary International,
Right.
and there are 530 district governors in the world, and there are over 32,000 Rotary clubs.
32,000 clubs, not members,
right.
clubs. Wow.
And then there's over 1.2 million Rotarians, and it's not the president of Rotary that does the work, and it's not the district governors that do the work, it's the people in the clubs that do the work.
Right.
And then I ask them to think about their club, just what their club does. And to multiply that times 32,000 clubs that are all over the world doing the same similar projects.
Right.
And then I ask them, what would our world be without Rotary?
That's a great way to
it's
take a break right now. Yeah, just to think about that.
Pretty powerful when you think about it. What would the world be without it? Because each club in our district has different projects. Some of them help in a library to build shelves or to help buy the books. They buy computers. Other areas one area had built a walkway across a marsh for a high school to get from one area to the other without having to drive around. Other clubs have all similar projects.
Right.
And then it's really kind of fun, too, to go into different areas and hear how they raise money.
Oh, yeah, I bet, sure.
Now, you know, we have the duck race here in North Myrtle Beach, but Daniel Island Rotary Club actually had a duck race down at Daniel Island, and they dumped over 100,000 ducks in the water.
Real ducks?
No, just the little...
still the ducks like the paws across.
Yeah,
right.
And they raised over $100,000 on that one duck race.
Is that right?
So they're raising a lot of money, but it supports the programs that each of the clubs do.
That's tremendous.
My club in North Myrtle Beach, we have given well over $100,000 in scholarships to North Myrtle Beach high school students through the years. Through the years, yeah. We average giving 8 scholarships a year. And you start thinking about what an impact that makes, and for the most part we do it, and you don't ever brag about it, you don't boast about it, it's just something that we think we're supposed to do. Right, and obviously I think I saw you were instrumental in helping to set up the Little River and Carolina Forest clubs in the not too distant past. Right. And both of those clubs came up just real easy, and the Little River started out with 49 members. Carolina Forest chartered with 32. And right now there's a club in the makings in Paula's Island. Is that right? Great. They're wanting we've heard about that. Yeah, yes. They're wanting to start a breakfast club there. They have a lunch club, but they'll be starting a breakfast club. And basically what you have to have is 25 members to charter a new club. You can actually start it with 20, but we like to get 25 because 1 or 2 won't work out, and then you want to keep building instead of losing. Right. I think I saw in District 7770, there are about 5,000 Rotarians. Right. How many actual clubs in these 25 counties, Mary? 78. Is that right? Almost 100. Son of a gun. Yeah. And it's funny because we're part of what we call a zone. Right. We're in Zone 33, and there's Zone 33 and 34, which includes North and South Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and all the Caribbean, like I had said. But it's funny, this year I'm the only female out of all those district governors, and there's 27 of us. 27, you're the only female? Only female, and we have an email patch set up, and so we email back and forth, and I had gotten email yesterday from one guy, and he says, well, I'm finishing up with all my club visits, and one said, yeah, I've got 20 of my 30 clubs already visited. I'm like, guys, give me a break. I have 78 clubs. I will finish December the 11th. But wow, Mary. It's it's fun and it's a lot of work, but it's very rewarding.
Is that a one-year governorship?
It
or
is.
That, okay.
Yep, just one.
So you'll have it until June 30th next
Right.
year. Yeah, yeah. Stay very active over that time. What are some key programs within Rotary that folks may or may not be familiar with? Yesterday, Mike Hogan, the co-owner here of the agency, was talking about his involvement, I believe, in high school with a group called Interact.
Right. That is in the high schools, and those are considered to be junior Rotarians, you might say. But they have the same programs that we have in Rotary, and a club has to sponsor an Interact, and then you have to have a number of Rotarians that work with these young people. And you can go into that Interact club anywhere and start talking to those kids, and they get energetic. They go out, they raise money, and they have the same similar kind of projects that we have, and give their money to different programs in the state. And then we have a Rotaract club, and they are college young people and young professionals that might not want to be in Rotary yet.
Right.
Now, it's kind of fun for me to see young professionals getting into Rotary.
Right.
But I think a lot of young people are coming on because they were raised up in a Rotary family. Their dad was a Rotarian, and that was a way of life for them, and they knew that. And so when they become a professional out there in the world, they're ready to get into Rotary
do it,
and follow in Dad's footsteps.
The great thing is getting folks in who've had no involvement, don't even know what it is. Sure.
And it's kind of funny because we say follow into Dad's footsteps. Rotarian females have only been around since 1988. So one of these days we're going to be saying following in Mom's footsteps.
Less than 20 years. You mean it was open only to men until 88? Until 88. Now in 1920 was a big year in the U.S. Obviously, with women getting the right to vote. I can't imagine waiting 68 years after that to actually join a service to mankind type organization.
And it was really kind of funny when I first joined. I was in Florence, and 2 of our members actually quit because women were allowed into Rotary.
Oh, come on.
But I really think that today that Rotarians are seeing that women are energetic and they're capable, and they really do make a significant contribution to Rotary. So that idea has changed. Now, in other parts of the world, there are still clubs that will not allow women.
Is that right?
In fact, I heard of a lady that had gone
away with that. I can't even imagine.
I know. But it's different countries and their beliefs, and so you have to overcome that. But now, if we go to another country and go to a Rotary club, they will welcome us, but they don't have any, and they'll tell you real quick they don't have women in Rotary.
That's very interesting. You know, there's so many things I saw, Mary, very exciting, and we talked about that yesterday with Mike during his interview, that for 2 years of the past 4 years, this was in your recent September press release or message that goes out to all the folks in District 7770. I got to read this. For 2 years out of the past 4 years, we've been #1 in the world, not in the U.S., not in North America, but in the world in foundation annual giving. In foundation annual giving. So of the 500, and you said plus district governors worldwide, this district here, 7770, serving the 25 eastern counties of South Carolina, has been #1 in the world 2 of the last 4 years. That's incredible.
It is, and that's what I tell our members. If you look at that achievement, and then you think of somebody in South Africa or in Australia looking at the record and saying, District 7770, who are they, and where are they? It is us. And we really do have a lot to be thankful for.
That is tremendous,
Right.